Hello and shalom friends, this is Mime and welcome to Hebrew with Mime. In this video, we are going to go through and learn the 10 commandments in Hebrew from this week's Torah portion, Yitro. And it's going to be 14 verses, so I'm going to try to do it as fast as I can because I want to get through the whole thing. We're going to go through verses in Exodus chapter 20, verses 1 through 14. Okay, so here we go. Vaydaber, this means, and he spoke. Elohim, this means God. Et, this is just a direct object pointer. Kol means all or everything. Hadevarim means the words, so all the words, okay? But, devar also means like matters or things. It doesn't necessarily mean like one word. It's like, like an idea, okay, or a thing. Okay, and then ha'ele, this means these. Excuse me, this means these. And then lemor means saying, okay? Saying or to say. Okay, now on to the next verse. It says Anochi, which means I. It's a fancy way of saying I. Not really used so much anymore in modern Hebrew, but more in Biblical Hebrew. Anochi, I. Yod He Vav He, this is Hashem. This is the sacred name of God, the personal name of God. So it's interesting, in the previous verse, it uses the word Elohim to describe God, but now it's using his personal name. So Anochi, Hashem, Elohecha, this means your God. So now I said Hashem, Hashem means the name, okay? It's referring to that, Yod He Vav He. So Elohecha means your God, okay? So I am Hashem, your God. I am Yod He Vav He, your mighty one, okay? And Elohe is God, and Cha means your, okay? Elohecha. And then Asher is that or which or who, okay? So here we would say who. And then this is Hotzeticha, which means brought you out, okay? This Cha part again means you, okay? So who brought you out? Me'eretz means from the land. Me is from, Eretz is land. Mitzrayim is Egypt or straits, okay? So I brought you out from the land of Egypt. Mibeit, from the house. Avadim, and this is slavery or slaves. Avadim is slaves. Eved is one, servant or slave. Avadim is servants, plural, or slaves, okay? Now this in Judaism is considered the first commandment. It's because it's not a commandment. It's not, we don't call it the 10 commandments, we call it the 10 words. Eseret hadevarim, the 10 words. So the 10 statements. So this is the very first important statement in Judaism, which is that Hashem, the one who brought us out of Egypt as a nation and formed a nation out of us and gave us his laws and commandments, he is our God, and this is the basis for the rest of the commandments. And that's why this stands on its own and is the first, because it sets the precedent or the authority for what is to follow. In the next verse, it says lo yiyeh, which means no, or there shall not. Yiyeh is there shall be. So there shall not be. Lo yiyeh, there shall not be. Yiyeh is it shall be or he shall be. So it shall not be. He shall not be. Lecha means to you. Le means to, and cha is you. Elohim is gods. Okay, Elohim. Now, in this context, it means gods. Sometimes it refers to just the word Elohim, it's a plural word, but that doesn't mean there's plural gods. It refers to all the mighty forces, all the forces in all the universe. There's really only one source for all powers, all might, all forces in the universe, and that's why we say Elohim. But in this context, it's talking about other forces. So that's why we translate it as gods, plural, in this context, okay? And so this word Elohim also, it doesn't also only refer to deity. It can also refer to magistrates, judges, and even angels, okay, in the Bible. Okay, so there shall not be to you gods, and this is acherim, acherim, other. This means other, the plural form of other gods. There shall not be to you other gods, meaning I am the only power, true power that you shall acknowledge. Okay, al, this is before or in front of panai, and this means my face. So there are other powers out there, but God is the supreme power and he is in control of all things. So we should not put anything in front of him or in front of his face. We should acknowledge that he is in control of all other powers, all other beings, all other forces in this world, okay? So Alpanai, before his face, literally, okay? Panai means my face, but you know what I'm saying. Okay, next verse. Lo ta'aseh, do not make. The ta'aseh is the make part. You shall not. Ta'aseh is actually you shall make. Okay, so la ta'aseh, you shall not make. Lecha, for yourself, just like before. Fesel is an image, like a carved image. Fesel. Vechol, of anything, or yeah, here, so chol could be anything or all or every, but here we would translate it as any, okay? So of anything, and this is temuna, which is like a likeness, okay? And asher means that, in this it could mean who, that, or which. Ba means in the heaven, okay? Or just in heaven, we translated it. We would translate it just in heaven. So don't make an image or likeness of anything in the heaven. Mima'a means above or something from above. So nothing, nothing from above. Va'asher, or that. Okay, vav can sometimes be translated as vav, or it's usually and, but it can mean other things too in context. So ba'aretz means on the earth. Ba is on the, aretz is earth, just like eretz, or land, can also mean land. Mitachat means from beneath or beneath, okay, from under. Okay, so on the earth beneath. Va'asher, or that. Bamaim, in the water or the seas. And then mitachat, under, la'aretz, the earth. So in the seas below the earth. Okay. So in Judaism, this is it's not referring to art. Well, there are some Jewish sects that take this very strictly and even forbid like artwork. But however, the halakha according to Rambam is that we don't make these things that are commonly worshipped. So artwork is okay, but when you're creating art, when you're creating a piece that is commonly used as an idol, like maybe a statue of Mary or something like that, then that is what is forbidden. Like a Buddha idol or something like that. Okay. Now I know people will say, well, we're not really praying to it, it's just representation, but it doesn't matter. It is forbidden in Judaism. And this is how Judaism interprets this verse. Okay. Next, lo tishtahave. That means you shall not bow down. Lo means not, right? So tishtahave is you shall not bow down or prostrate. Lahem means to them. La is to him, it means them. Velo, and do not, or just lo means no, right? Ta'avdem, which means serve them. Okay. Ki, for or because. Anochi, I, Yod He Vav He, or Hashem, the name, this is the name. Hashem, Yod He Vav He. Elohecha is your God, okay? Meaning because Hashem is your God, okay? El Kana, a jealous God, okay? El is God here, and Kana is jealous, okay? And then we have Poked, and Poked is who visits, or who visits, visiting. Avon is sin in plural form, or actually iniquity. Sorry, there's two words. Avon is the word iniquity. It's more like the general concept of sin, not a specific sin. Okay, it's more like a general word for sin in general. Iniquity is a better translation. Avon, and then this is avot, which is fathers. So sins of the fathers, or iniquity of the fathers. Avot, av is father, avot is plural. And then al is upon, and banim is sons. Al is upon, and then we have shleshim, which is a third, okay, third. So sons of the third, meaning the third generation, up to the third generation of sons, okay. Al is up to shleshim, the third. And then ve'al is and two, sorry. Rebi'im is fourth, okay? So and to the fourth, and then lisone'ai is to the haters of me, okay? To the haters of me, lisone'ai, okay? So the I part means me, le is to, okay? Okay, then it says ve'oseh, which means and does. Chesed, this is mercy. It's the kind of it means the word picture is like of the mother's womb. Okay, so it's that kind of love and nurturing and protection. That's what the word Hesed means. Okay, mercy. La alafim, which means to thousands. Okay, la is two. Alafim is thousands. And then le'ohavai. And remember in the previous verse, it was lesone'ai, which was to the haters of me. And le'ohavai now is to the lovers of me. So to those who love me. And this is ul shomrei, and to the keepers of, okay? U is to, U is and, le is to, and then the shomrei is keepers of, okay, plural. And then this is mitzvotai, which means my commandments. And the I part means my, okay, and mitzvot is plural. Mitzvah is one commandment, okay. Okay, next verse, lo tisa. Tisa is to carry, okay. So take in terms of take it and carry it, okay. So you shall not take, okay. Et shem, name, don't take the name. Yod He Vav He, that's the name, the sacred name, of course. So don't take the name of Yod He Vav He. Elohecha, which means your God. Lashav, which means to nothing, or to emptiness, or to vanity, okay. Ki, because, or for, lo yinakeh, he shall not hold guiltless, okay. Yinakeh is to hold guiltless. Lo yinakeh is he shall not hold guiltless. And then we have Yod He Vav He again, Hashem. Et asher, those who, Yisa, take. Again, it's the same verb as this. This is you take, this is he take. Okay, so he shall, that shall take. Et Shemo, Shem is name, Shemo is his name, the O part means his. And this is Lashav, which means to nothing. So he will not hold you guiltless if you carry his name in vain. Okay. And I really like the interpretation, to use the more literal form of this word, which is carry. It's not just to take, as if you're taking something from someone or something like that, but no, it's to carry, meaning do not claim to be a follower of God, a child of God, a Jew, a Christian, whatever. And even a Muslim, I would say, and do horrible things in the name of your God. Because when you do that, you bring his name to emptiness and vanity and nothingness. You're saying that God is not good, because if you are a follower of God and you're doing evil, then you're it's like you're negating his name. You're canceling out the power and the meaning behind his name, because that's what a name is, especially in Judaism, in the Bible. A name stands for something. So if you use his name in any capacity, I remember also in Judaism, in Torah, someone's name is more than just his formal name. It's also the titles that are attributed to him. Okay, so Elohim is a name of God. It's something that we call him. Okay, when we say, what is your name? Literally, we're saying, what are you called? What are you called? Well, God is also called Elohim. He's also called Abba, Father. He's also called our Father. He's also called, Yod He Vav He. He's called by many quote unquote names. Okay, even though he has one, Yod He Vav He is his special personal name, but there are many names that he is called by. And so if you use any of those names, and even if you say, Jew, that means someone who praises God, right? Praiser of God. And if you're saying Muslim, you're saying you're someone that submits to God. But if you do horrible things, then you're saying you have a horrible God. And that is the breaking of this commandment. That's what it means to break this commandment. Okay, next. Zachor et Yom HaShabbat. Zachor is remember, okay? Or, yes, remember. Et Yom, day. Okay, remember the day. HaShabbat, that means the Sabbath, the day of that he rested and ceased from his works. Okay, that word Shabbat has to do with resting and ceasing. And then this is Lekadsho, to make it holy. Okay, Le is to, the Kadosh part, that's holy, and then the O part is it, to make it holy. To make something holy, you have to treat it special. You have to set it apart. The Shabbat day should be different from other days. That's what it means to sanctify something, or to be sanctified. If you are holy, if you live a holy life, for example, it means that you don't live life like other people, like other people who don't follow God. And when we say that God is holy, we're saying he is special. He is set apart. There's no one else like him. Okay? And so when we keep the Shabbat day holy, we also mean that, that the Shabbat should be special, and it should not be treated like other days. Okay, next, Sheshet Yamim, which is 6 days. Okay, Sheshet Yamim. And then Yom is 1 day. Yamim is days. Okay. Ta'avod, which means you shall work or you shall serve. Okay. Ve'asita, and you shall do chol, all, melachtecha, your work. Okay. Chol melachtecha. And this part, it means work, and then the cha part means your. Okay. V'yom, and day, hashavi'i, the 7th, on the 7th day. So hashavi'i is the 7th. Ha means the. Shabbat again, it's the day Sabbath, but it means ceasing, rest. Okay, so on the seventh day shall be a rest, a ceasing. Ladonai or Lashem, to Hashem, to Yod He Vav He. So don't just cease, but cease for him. Okay, Elohecha is your God. Lo ta'aseh, you shall not do. Chol, all. Melacha, which means work. Ata, you. Uvincha, and your son. U means and, the vin part, ben means son, and cha means your, okay? Uvitecha, which means your daughter, okay? And then avdecha, which is your servant or slave, either one, whether it's a hired servant or slave. And then va'amatecha, and so this is female servant. Okay, and then uvhemtecha, a behema is a cattle, okay, and the cha, this is behemot, plural, and then the cha part is your, and your cattle. Vegercha, and the sojourner, okay, sojourner, cha, your, and then asher, that, who, that, or which, and then this is bish arecha, and this is, bi is in, and then sha'ar is gate, sha'are is gates, and then cha means your. So, and even the sojourner within your gates, do not make him work. Now, we can't force a person to not work, but we should not make them work, okay? Okay, next, ki sheshet yamim, 4, ki sheshet, 6 yamim, days, asa, did or made, and then this is Yod He Vav He again, Hashem. So 4 and 6 days Hashem made, et hashemayim, the heavens, okay, the et, and haaretz, the earth, et hayam, and the day, hayam, or excuse me, this should be hayom, et hayom. For the word yom, we preserve the ancient Biblical Hebrew pronunciation of the kamats, which is oh. So et hayom, and the day, the et kol, and also for the word kol, we do that also. And kol, the et kol, asher bam, and all that is in them. Okay, bam, in them. And then veyanach. Now this word, excuse me, vayanach, and means, and he rested. Now this word nach right here, it's related to the word Noach, the name for Noah, but vayanach. So it means, and he rested, okay. Bayom, on the day, Hashavi'i, the 7th, okay. Al ken, therefore. Al ken is how to say therefore in Hebrew, even though it's, al is like on and ken is like the yes or thus, but here when it's together it usually means therefore. Al ken. Berach is blessed. Yud He Vav He again, so Hashem blessed. Therefore Hashem blessed. Et Yom, the day. Hashabbat, the Sabbath day. And then this is Vaikad Shehu, which means, and he set it apart. He sanctified it. He hallowed it. Okay. So because he treated the day of Shabbat as holy, therefore we should also treat the day as holy and separate. Now, Jews keep Shabbat a very specific way, but non-Jews can also honor the day it's a very good idea to, God's ways are ways of blessing and peace. And, the Shabbat day helps to strengthen family. It helps to de-stress. It helps to do all sorts of wonderful, good things that are a blessing. So, Jew or not, the practice of resting, ceasing, and devoting it to God and to family is a beautiful and a blessed thing to do. And Dennis Prager, he has an excellent series on the Ten Commandments also, which I recommend that everyone watch. And he talks about Shabbat, and he talks about just the rest of the Ten Commandments and how they apply to everyone, and how good it would be if all of society would keep the Ten Commandments. Okay, next is kabed. Kabed is honor. Et avicha, this avicha means your father. Av is father, and cha is your. Okay, ve'et imecha, and your mother. Okay, and again, the cha part means your. Lema'an, so that ya'arichun. Ya'arichun is it may be long. Okay, or they may be long. Excuse me, that they may be long. And yamecha means your days, so that your days may be long. Al, which means upon, and ha'adama, which means it's kind of like haaretz, the land, but this is specifically talking about the ground. Okay, so it's related to the word Adam, because he was made from the ground, right? Ha'adama, so that your days may be long in the ground, in the land. Asher, that, or which. Yud-He-Vav-He, Hashem, Elohecha, your God. Noten means is giving. Okay. Lach means to you. That's kind of like lecha, but this is actually the feminine form, lach. It's interesting that Hashem switches to the feminine form here. And I believe that this is now, he's speaking to the nation, because the nation is feminine. Okay. The nation of Israel. I'm giving it to the nation of Israel. To you, lach, you, feminine, nation of Israel. Okay. Now it's interesting in Jewish scriptures, this is all one verse, whereas in I know in some Christian Christian Bibles, each one of these statements is a separate verse. Okay, so this is from the Chabad.org website. So that's the version that I'm using. This is all part of Exodus 20:13. Okay, so lo tirzach. Okay, so lo tirzach means you shall not murder. Okay, and of course this does not apply to wartime, and it doesn't apply to animals. This is premeditated, unlawful murder. Okay, lo tin'af, which means you shall not commit adultery. Okay, lo tin'af. And then these summits right here, these are these serve as punctuations, like a sentence. It's like this is the end of the sentence. Okay. So lo tignov. Lo tignov is you shall not steal. Okay. Now, it's very interesting that in Judaism, because if you're not going to covet, you're already not going to steal, right? And so this in Judaism, the sages say that this means do not kidnap. So meaning it's not talking about just regular stealing, but it's talking about not kidnapping people. Okay, so I really like that because if you're all it makes sense to me that if you're not allowed to covet, of course you're not allowed to steal, because you have to covet before you steal. So what? It would be kind of redundant or unnecessary. So this they say that this means do not kidnap. Okay, and then this is lo ta'aneh, or you shall not bear. And this is bere'acha. Oh, excuse me, vere'acha. And this is against your neighbor. So you shall not answer against your neighbor. Vere'acha. And then this is, so this part, the resh and the aleph, the ayin is the neighbor part, and this is the cha. The cha part is the your sorry, and this is ed, which means witness. Okay, and this is shaker, which is false. So do not say something false against your neighbor. Okay. Okay, final verse. So lo tachmod, you shall not covet beit house of reyecha, which or reyecha, which means your neighbor. There should be kamatz under this chaf sofit, okay? And okay, so do not covet the house of your neighbor. Lo tachmod eshet reyecha, don't covet the wife eshet of your neighbor. Ve'avdo, nor his servant, his male servant. And again, the Eved is servant and O part is his, okay? And this is va'amato, and his female servant, okay? Veshoro, so nor his oxen, or his ox. Yeah, not, probably just ox. And then vachamoro, nor his donkey, vachamoro, v'chol, or anything, asher, that, lereyecha, that is to your neighbor, or that belongs to your neighbor. So covet nothing. Be happy with what you have. If you want something, ask Hashem, ask God for your wants and your needs. No need to be jealous and covet the things of others. Okay, Shabbat Shalom. Thank you very much for learning the 10 Commandments in Hebrew with me. I'd like to invite you to visit my website at www.hebrewmime.com. That's HEBREWMAYIM.com. And you can click on the button to sign up for free Hebrew lessons to your email, delivered every week or so. Sometimes I miss a week. Sometimes I'll send more than one email for that week. So again, just visit my website, HebrewMime.com. And I also have special sections here. Not only can you sign up for free Hebrew lessons to your email, but you can also get my playlist to learn the Aleph Bet, even Aleph Bet with Elmo. And I also have a section on learning various Jewish prayers and blessings. I also have, you can see all of the Hebrew lessons from Genesis to Deuteronomy. And what else? Oh, I have a section on ancient Hebrew, learn how to pronounce the Hebrew letters in the ancient Hebrew pronunciation, the ancient Hebrew tongue. I have some lessons on how to trope or chant the Torah, specifically lessons for that. And then I also have links to if you're interested in getting more formal biblical Hebrew lessons or modern Hebrew lessons from a good friend in Israel. So you can check that out as well. So just visit my website at HebrewMime.com. Shalom. Shalom, my name is Mayim, and I'm a naturopathic herbalist and holistic life coach, and I'm the founder of the Aruka Holistic Life Academy. Our students learn how to become effective healers using nutrition, herbs, and other holistic healing methods. I have found that to become a holistic healer, you, number one, don't need to be licensed. Although some of our students are medical professionals, doctors, nurses, etc., but you don't need a medical degree or a license to become a holistic healer. Number two, you don't need to study for 4 or more years in college. And number three, you don't need hundreds of thousands of dollars for a medical degree or a nutrition degree or any other kind of expensive degree. I don't have any of these things, yet I have built a profitable online health coaching business. And I'll tell you the 8 things, though, that I have found that you do need. Without these 8 things, healers are ineffective and lack confidence in being a holistic healer. And most holistic schools and certification programs don't incorporate all 8 of these secrets, which is why many graduate from them, from nutrition schools or health coaching schools or herbalist schools, etc., feeling inadequate as a healer. So I would like to share with you my secrets on how I became an effective holistic healer and built a profitable online health coaching business. You can become the healer of your home and your community without the need for pharmaceutical drugs with dangerous side effects, hospitals, doctors, or even dentists. You can build a profitable online health coaching business without the need for years of college for an expensive degree. My mission is to show you how. Visit my website at www.aruka.com/free to get my 8 secrets on how to become an effective holistic healer.